Last week I was telling you that I'm really, really excited because right now is the beginning of the 72 days of Chesed, the 72 days of kindness, which take place between the 25th of Adar, which was last week, and until Shavuot. So basically, what this means, for those of you who missed my pep talk or my blog post about this last week, what this means, this is really, really big deal. These are the most powerful days of the year to work on your character traits. So basically, I learned about this from Rabbi Ari Niven of the Personal Development Chaboros, and Rabbi Niven explained that if during these 72 days of kindness, from now until Shavuot, then you take on the smallest, he says the smaller the better, the smallest resolution of something that you're going to change in yourself, then you will reach your dream of who you want to become. So for example, let's say that you're a person who struggles with anger, with being frustrated, with being disorganized, with being impatient. So from now until Shavuot, then you will dedicate yourself to some very, very, very microscopic resolution, okay? Let's say 5 minutes a day that you are going to try and be patient, okay? So if you stick with that, then Rabbi Niven says he will sign on the dotted line that by Shavuot you will be a different person, that you will be a more patient person, that you will have taken a big step towards becoming the kind of person that you want to be. Okay? So I'm very, very excited about this because last year I did this program and I had a really, really big thing that I wanted to work on. I talked about in my blog that from my second birth on, every time I gave birth I had really very difficult postpartum issues. And so I was assuming that after this birth, I gave birth last June, I was assuming that I was going to have the same postpartum difficulties. But after doing these 72 days of Chesed, after committing to 5 minutes a day, working on positive thinking and working on having faith and trying to think positively about the postpartum period, it didn't happen this time. And my baby's now 9 months old, and it did not happen. And I don't have any other sort of rational explanation for what happened. So I really think that Rabbi Niven and the Leshem, I think it's really true. I think really there's a very, very special power to these days for helping us to work on our character traits and become the kind of person, the kind of people that we really dream of being. Okay, so I want to talk about my resolution for this year. So I basically have two sets of kids. I have sort of 3 older children, and I have 3 little children. So I have I have the older set, and I have also a baby, and I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. So it happens to be that most of my mothering time I spend with my 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and infant. And this is the combination of these children. I tend to find it quite aggravating. It's not easy. It's not easy to be with these little kids and sort of they're fighting or they're this wants to hold the baby, and I find it stressful and I find it difficult. So basically what I'm working on, my dream of who I want to be by Shavuot is I want to be hanging out with these little kids and feeling relaxed and just enjoying their company, and just feeling happy with them. So I wrote to Rabbi Niven, and I wanted to get his advice on what my microscopic resolution should be. So he suggested the following. So basically, what he recommends is that until Passover, what you work on should be something sort of more passive, like a passive resolution. After Passover, between Passover and Shavuot, it should be a more active resolution that you're going to do. So what that means is that what he recommended is that until Passover, I'm going to work for, get this, 5 minutes a day, not feeling aggravated with my children, for 5 minutes a day. Okay. So, and after Passover, I'm going to work on, between Passover and Shavuot, I'm going to work on having one magical moment a day. Magical moment in Rabbi Niven's language means having one sort of enjoyable, they're in a good mood, I'm in a good mood, just having a good time, hanging out together kind of time. That is what he calls a magical moment. It's the best time for education, whatever, but just a nice time together. Okay. So when Rabbi Niven said this, I thought, of course, it was going to be really easy. 5 minutes a day. Now I'm working on not being aggravated with my younger set of children for 5 minutes a day. Okay? So you would think that this would be really, really easy, right? It's supposed to be really, really easy. Okay? Right? So I'm on my 4th day into my resolution, my 5 minutes a day, not being aggravated, not feeling aggravated with my younger set of children. 3 days I was doing great. I really got through those 5 minutes, I was really doing well. This morning, I woke up and I decided, that first thing in the morning, I was, getting everyone ready to get out of the house and bringing everyone to nursery school. And I tried 3 times, 3 whole times to get through 5 minutes of not feeling aggravated with my younger set of children, and really, I couldn't do it. I really don't think that I lasted longer than 2 minutes of managing not to feel aggravated with this younger set of children. Okay, I know that's really embarrassing, but it's the truth. But I want to just tell you that I have no doubts. I believe that it's true that by Shavuot, I'm going to be a different person. That by Shavuot, I'm just going to be feeling so relaxed and so enjoying the company of my younger children. And I know it's true. I really, really believe that it's true. And so I wanted to read you something interesting from Rabbi Gessler. He says that everyone has something called a Bechira point. So it's the point at which you are fighting. It's the point where you are struggling. It's like the thing that you are most struggling with in your life. Okay? So he describes it this way. He says, when 2 armies are locked in battle, okay, I'm going to warn you, you're not going to understand. I'm reading for half a minute. I'm going to read something, you're not going to understand it, but I'm going to explain it, okay? When 2 armies are locked in battle, fighting takes place only at the battlefront. Territory behind the lines of one army is under the army's control, and little or no resistance need to be expected there. A similar situation prevails in respect of territory behind the lines of the other army. If one gains a victory at the front and pushes the enemy back, the position of the battlefront will have changed. In fact, therefore, fighting takes place at only one location. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that everyone, all of you watching this, that we all have one area in our lives, this one area of the battlefront. Okay, it's where the battlefront is. It's where my current struggle is. Okay, there are things which I have already conquered, which were like a battle for me, last year, or in previous years. Okay, so for me, let's say, for example, 20 years ago, it was a battle for me to keep kosher. I was at a college where all the food was treif, and it was a totally treif cafeteria. So it was a battle for me. It was a battle for me not to eat the treif food in the cafeteria. But now, not keep kosher. It's behind. I conquered that territory 20 years ago. Okay, it's not like my battle's not taking place there. It's not difficult at all for me to keep kosher now. Okay. And there are some things that are way, way, way beyond where I am now. For example, let's say davening mincha, praying the afternoon prayer. Okay, that is really, really, really far from where I am now. I basically that is really beyond where I am now in terms of daily prayer. So maybe in 10 years, maybe in 20 years, maybe 30 years, maybe never, but not now. Okay, it's way, way behind, way beyond the battlefront. Okay, so I'm not struggling there. Where I'm struggling right now is here. I'm struggling with these 5 minutes a day, not feeling aggravated with my younger set of children, okay? And just want to explain, so one-on-one I find it much easier, but just maybe it's that combination together is difficult. So it's where I'm struggling. And so all of us, every single one of you watching this, all of you have that point in your life. You have that place. You have that bechira, you have your battlefront. And the work of these 72 days of Chesed is figuring out where is your battlefront. What is that thing? What is that character trait? What is that thing that you want to be working on? Okay? But I want to encourage you. I really, really believe that if you pick, no matter how discouraged you feel at this point about a certain aspect of your personality or certain something that you want to work on, I believe in the power of it. So I read, just to conclude, I read something really amazing yesterday in the Netivot Shalom. This is Slonim Rebbe. And the Netivot Shalom explains that Seder night, the whole entire Jewish people, it's like we are converts. It's like we are mitgayerim together. Okay? It's amazing. So it's like we are all Seder night, we're all like newborn babies. We're like newborn. So the Netivot Shalom writes, he says, no matter how low a person is, let's say a person's like a criminal, they're like a liar, they're a terrible person. It doesn't matter. On Seder night, you can be like all of us are reborn. You can overcome anything, any part of yourself that you find distressing, you can overcome. So I assume that none of the people watching this, none of you Jewish moms, are criminals or terrible people. I assume that all of us are big people, are good people, relatively good people, with our struggles. So I think, for us, it should be easy. We're going to be, Seder night, we're going to be reborn. And by Shavuot, you are really, really, Bezrat Hashem, like if you continue with this commitment for once a day, doing this 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, even 1 minute a day, that you are really, really going to get where you want to get to by this coming Shavuot. Okay, so I really encourage you. And please send me emails. If it works out, please just send me emails, okay? And I'm going to post them. So I think that this is probably going to be my last pep talk before Pesach. So I want to bless all of you with a Chag Kasher V'Sameach and really an amazing week and amazing month of Nisan.